Hi everybody and welcome to today's edition of Take 12 with Kate. For today we've got 12 minutes to help you if you're feeling a little bit unmotivated. So just find some space, grab a mat or a towel, and we're going to start with our backs on the floor and our knees bent and feet flat on the floor as well. And we're just going to get into some nice easy movements here to kind of get us going. And you're going to let both knees fall to one side, back to center, and then to the other side. If you want your arms out into a giant T shape, that might feel nice as well. But just windshield wipering the knees back and forth here in a nice controlled way. We'll do one more on each side, and then you'll let your knees fall all the way to the right, and then curl up into a fetal position on that right side. So the knees should be bent at about 90 degrees in line with the hips. And then you're going to take that top arm, bring it across your body, and open up the shoulders, looking all the way to the left. And just breathe and hold in here. So you should feel this in the middle part of your spine. You may feel through your shoulders, you may feel into your neck, whatever you're feeling, it should be nice, comfortable, kind of an opening or a stretching, but not uncomfortable in any way. All right, last two deep breaths here. And then you can roll back onto your back. We're going to windshield wiper the feet once again. You can start with your feet a little wider this time. That will let the knees fall a little bit further, as long as that's comfortable in your hips and knees. So back and forth, one or two more times each way. And then this time you're going to let the knees fall in the opposite direction. So you're going to end up on your left side here. And then same thing, you're going to curl up into that fetal position, bring the top arm over and across your body, and then just relaxing in here. We're doing that T shape in the other side, opposite direction. And it may feel different on this side compared to the first side, and that's okay. And if you can, then turn your head looking in the opposite direction. That might be a nice way to increase the rotation or stretch out the muscles in the neck a little bit as well. All right, last one or two deep breaths here. And then gently release, and you're going to roll all the way onto your tummy, getting ready for cobras here. So gently placing the hands directly below the shoulders with the legs outstretched, and then gently lifting the shoulders up off the ground and releasing. So just a little activation here in the muscles of the lower back. Being mindful not to go too high or push too far. Last one here, you're going to push all the way through onto all fours, and then hips are going to come all the way back into a child's pose, reaching the arms forward. A couple of deep breaths here, and then walk the hands, just curl the fingers to the right until you feel a stretch down the left side body. And you can actively push that left rib cage away to increase the stretch here. And then curl the fingertips all the way to the center and over to the right side. And then same thing here, you can actively push this right rib cage away to increase the stretch down that right side. All right, we'll do once more each side. So curl the hands across. You might feel a nice shoulder stretch here as well. And then over to the left one more time, feeling that stretch on the right side body. If this isn't comfortable for your knees, feel free to sit up a little bit higher. You can still get a nice stretch if that deep knee flexion isn't your favorite. All right, back to the center, gently releasing here. We'll bring the left foot forward and dig those right toes into the ground behind you. So just a little hip opener here. Squeeze that right butt cheek to open up the front of the hip. And just breathe into this. You should feel a stretch right through the front of the hip, down the front of the right leg potentially. All right, before we switch sides, you're going to take that left leg, bring it back behind you. Use your hands to press your hips up, and then gently press that right heel back and down. Cross the left foot behind, and then lift and lower that right heel, looking for a stretch here in the back of that right leg. All right, 1 or 2 more here. And then release and switch. So your right foot's going to come to the ground in front of you. Dig your left toes into the ground behind you. And then squeezing that left hip forward, looking for a stretch in the front of that left hip. Breathing through it. Just a couple more nice deep breaths here, and then we'll get into that calf stretch left side. All right, here we go. Hands on the ground, bring that right leg back. Pressing the hips up, pressing that left heel back and down. You can cross that right foot behind the left ankle just so it's out of the way more than anything. And then lift and lower that left heel just to groove in that left calf. All right, 1 or 2 more here. And then you're slowly going to walk the feet forward until you're in a standing position. Fix my sock. All right, we're going to do what's called leg swings now. If you have a wall for balance, you can have your fingertips on that wall or a countertop or a table or a chair, or you can be freestanding. You don't need anything, but if you want something, that's great. Whatever hand is on the wall, that inside leg is the one that's going to be doing the leg swings. So for me, that's my left leg, and I'm gently just going to swing the left leg forward and back. So this movement is coming from the hip, and I'm not karate chopping the ceiling or doing anything super intense here. I'm just letting momentum swing my leg back and forth. Just loosening up the hips and maybe the low back, maybe the muscles down the back of the leg here. All right, before we switch sides, I'm going to face the wall, and I'm going to take the same leg, and this time I'm just going to swing it across my body. So same idea. Momentum, just letting the weight of my leg go back and forth. But this time I might feel this a little bit more on the inside or outside of my hip. And down the inside and outside of my left leg. All right, last 1 or 2. And then I'm going to switch sides. So I'm going to face the opposite direction here. And then I'm going to be swinging the opposite leg. So inside leg, back and forth here. So don't feel like you have to kick really high. Just let the leg swing from the hip. Last 1 or 2, and then I'm going to go back to facing the wall and swinging that leg across my body. All right, last 1 or 2 here. Excellent. All right, you're going to set up your feet into an offset position. So that means instead of having the toes exactly lined up, you're going to line up the toes of one foot with the center of the other foot. And then from there, we're going to just do a few nice easy squats. So you can have the arms folded or extended. It's up to you. And then pick the depth that works for you. If a full squat isn't your favorite thing today, then do a half squat or quarter squat. Whatever depth feels good in your hips and knees. But you should feel one leg working slightly harder than the other. We're going to do 1 or 2 more here. And then we're going to switch that offset. So the opposite foot, toes line up with the middle of the other foot. And then same thing here. And for this, your heels stay on the ground. So it's just a small offset. If you can see my feet. So I'll show you sideways too. So rather than having the feet completely parallel, they're just offset slightly. And that forces one leg to work a little bit harder than the other. All right, last 1 or 2 there. And then we're going to get a little bit deeper into those hips if that suits you. Bring one knee up and towards your chest. I'm going to start with my left knee. And then I'm going to step back into lunge. And then we're going to add a twist to this. So I'm going to twist towards my right leg, undo the twist, and repeat. So we're going to do 3 of these on each side. So knee hugger, into lunge, into twist. One more time, knee hugger left, reverse lunge, depth that works for you, twist. Undo that and then reset. We're gonna do the opposite side. Knee hugger right, step back lunge, twist, knee hugger, step back lunge, twist, knee hugger, step back lunge, and twist. Awesome. Just shake out the legs a little bit here, rolling the shoulders back 3 or 4 times, and then forwards 3 or 4 times, and then interlacing the fingers. Reach the arms forward like you're hugging a tree or your best buddy, pulling those shoulder blades apart. A couple of nice deep breaths here just to finish off. And then reach it all the way up, push towards the sky, and rain it down. Whew. Hopefully you feel better than you did when you got here today. Thank you for joining us for Take 12 with Kate, and we hope to see you again soon. Thanks, and have a great day, everybody.